My question now is about the seat you sit in and how you see yourself from where you started to where you now are, right?
My inquiry currently is about the seat you sit in and how you see yourself from where you began to where you presently are. Correct. It's not necessary to focus on the billion. How about we take the cash what our identity is? And how would you keep up with a healthy self-appreciation while pushing it for and holding us to have an obligation regarding our activities? We got to go, she said. Okay. We're going, I arrive right, I arrive. Such countless individuals were conversing with me that didn't you realize they welcome individuals and shake hands? So they said we'll place you toward the front of the platform. Genuine story. Such is reality. Everything is life. It occurs for you. Everything is for your most prominent great regardless of what it look you. I mean, you realize they say you need to make God snicker. Let them know your arrangements, right? I likewise acknowledge in some cases. You can have loved ones are working with you in a new development that has set the gossip plant burning and left fans chatting perpetually. An obscure class, including the eminent humorist Kevin Hart, has set off wild hypotheses among scheme devotees. Kevin Hart tastes up while discussing the Illuminati. Watch this. We never approached that these theories spin around Hart's puzzling remarks that seem to reveal insight into the undercover universe of Hollywood tip-top and their obscure dealings. I call it the room with the entryway behind it. You never get to that entryway. Everything occurred during a meeting, including Kevin Hart, the comedic force to be reckoned with, and Jay's the music business big shot. Kevin Hart's assertions during this baffling cooperation have left many scratching their heads, frantically attempting to unravel the importance concealed underneath the outer layer of his words in the video. Hart enigmatically proclaimed, "You never get to that entryway. We generally traverse the primary entryway." And we were so amped up for being in that room that we never took a gander at the nearby right. I'm going to stop here. The simple truth that Hart chose to end his line of reasoning at this unconventional point added a layer of interest that was difficult to disregard. What might this enigmatic remark at any point conceivably mean? Trick scholars have been humming with hypothesis, attempting to translate the question hid inside these words, while Kevin Hart's words themselves were sufficiently mysterious to send connivance devotees into a furor. What made this second significantly more confusing was Jay-Z's response. The typically created and unflappable music industry symbol had all the earmarks of being apparently shaken by Hart's words. His disposition oozed an undeniable air of distress, appearing as apprehension and a discernible feeling of dread. This normal response from Jay-Z has energized paranoid fears that recommend he might be conscious of some secret truth alluded to by Kevin Hart. Might it at any point be that Jay-Z is personally familiar with the shadowy universe of mystery social orders, especially the subtle Illuminati? The web-based local area has been abuzz with speculations that Jay-Z's disquiet isn't just unintentional yet, rather characteristic of more profound secret information. What's more, fans started estimating that the room with the entryway referenced by Kevin Hart may be a similitude for a high echelon inside the Illuminati. They hypothesized that may a chosen handful at any point arrive at this level, and the individuals who do are aware of the general public's most profound insider facts. Is this where the Illuminati's internal circle gathers to shape the world in their strange ways? The potential outcomes are enticing and unfathomable, giving trick lovers much to consider. Talking about a picked, not many comic feline Williams once guaranteed that Kevin Hart was among the picked rare sorts of people who acknowledged to do odd things in their professions to acquire section into Hollywood's tip-top mystery social orders. Williams, never one to avoid debate, blended the pot further by suggesting that Hart had made fan deals to accomplish his unimaginable progress in 2016 during a stop on his paranoid fear visit at Atlanta's Phillips Field. Williams finished off his show with a couple of words concerning Hart's vocation, Calling Hart a mannequin Williams pinned his thought on the people pulling the strings. I've previously demonstrated that assuming the best they got in parody is Kevin Hart, don't you boo a person of color, really buckling down child. He said as the group responded with liquor, regardless of whether that N is a mannequin, it's not his shortcoming we don't blow up in light of the fact that I'm superior to a few dark fellows. Means I'm worse than no dark fellows. I'm saying to be distraught. At Kermit the Frog, don't be frantic. At Kermit the Frog, be frantic. At Jim Henson, don't say F Donald Duck. When you truly mean Walt Disney Williams proceeded to hope everything works out for Hart, while isolating himself as an entertainer who will pass on the mannequin show for setting feline, asserted that Hart was a mannequin since he had consented to the requests that Hollywood elites have purportedly taken care of set up for a dark comic to be essential for the elites in the business. And one of those requests is putting on a dress you see. In 2013, Hart put on a dress during a production on SNL, a move that is supposedly used to embarrass dark jokesters for them to prevail in Hollywood. The new pope isn't Turkson, the new pope is 99-year-old Ozar, chosen one show Wallace anyway. The stunning part is truly how years before the comic had promised he could never enhance a dress for satire. I mean, you must have limits. You must have limits that you refuse to cross. What's more, fans trust that by doing these insane things, superstars are permitted to join the elites, a move that at last provides them with a ton of force in the business. You see, the case is that how much power that Jay-Z yields must be aimed through affiliations with secret tip-top social orders. You see, when you consider Jay-Z, you can't resist the urge to imagine somebody with an unbelievable measure of clout. He's something other than a performer. He's a diverse stalwart whose impact extends a long ways past the domain of music, many case that he blends with the worldwide tip-top, setting him at similar table as a portion of the world's most influential people. Jay-Z's excursion to unmistakable quality started in the mid-90s when he burst onto the hip jump scene with sensible uncertainty. From that point forward, eavesdropped various diagram to popping collections, procuring basic praise and armies of fans. Unroot his uncanny capacity to adjust to changing melodic patterns, while keeping up with his special style, has established his status as a hip bounce legend. Yet, in addition to his music's pushed him to the top, Jay-Z is likewise a wise finance manager. He helped to establish Rockala Records, made the Rock-A-Wear clothing line, and sent off Rock Country Amusement Organization. His example of overcoming adversity reaches out to flowing the streaming stage he gained and assumed a huge part in forming the computerized scene of the music business. What's more, Jay-Z's effect on the African American population can't be put into words. He's reliably utilized his foundation to resolve squeezing social and racial issues, supporting for equity and correspondence tunes like the narrative of O.J. and his contribution in prison regulation feature his commitment to having an effect inside the African American population, his generous endeavors, and obligation to elevating underserved networks. Play cemented his part as a pioneer in force to be reckoned with. However, what's maybe significantly more exceptional than Jay-Z's prosperity is his persevering through presence in the music business. Since his presentation, he's consistently conveyed many hits, keeping up with his pertinence a large number of years. This great lifespan can be credited to his capacity to develop with the times while remaining consistent with his underlying foundations. He's progressed flawlessly from the dirty roads of Brooklyn to the high-stakes universe of corporate America, all while safeguarding his quintessence as a rapper and craftsman. Regardless, no circle examine of Jay-Z would be finished without tending to the delicious paranoid notions that have followed him for a really long time. The most infamous of these is the case that he's associated with the Illuminati, the acclaimed secret society trusted by some to control world occasions. From the shadows, intrigue scholars frequently highlight the imagery and symbolism related with Jay-Z as proof of his Illuminati ties. The triangle in the Stone Country image is many times referred to as the most over-the-top glaring model as per this hypothesis. The triangle shape is aided with the eye of provision, generally encased within a triangle or a pyramid. The said eye is associated with an extensive variety of conviction frameworks, including the Freemasons and Illuminati, alongside the numerous paranoid fears that encompass them. Consequently intrigue scholars, except that Jay-Z's notable hand signal is covertly flagging his dedication to the Illuminati. Notwithstanding the imagery, some trick scholars dissect Jay-Z's hand motions and verses, deciphering them as obscure references to the Illuminati.